Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Daily Update 1000 Day Challenge. This is day 741, so let's get things started. This is day 742, so let's get things started. Alright, so in terms of equity balance, like what I mentioned, I did close in terms of a small profit by really very minimum. It was more like a break even, little bit of profit here and there. But yeah, other than that, I'm still in terms of a long trade for both Bitcoin and Ethereum itself. There's still a risk of losing 1R, which means 2R for two position together. So let's see how things goes. But I'm still in terms of a long setup in that sense. Or other than that, if you do look in terms of yesterday's, why generally I would say almost all the market closed in somewhat like a bearish momentum, simply because of the fact that all of them, I mean, firstly, they all of them closed in terms of red bearish inverted engulfing kind of candlestick, or even for KREP itself, it was inverted kind of green hammer candlestick, which technically is still considered bearish candlestick in that sense. All right, so if you look across the board, the key thing that I want to highlight over here is the fact that over if you look in terms of S&P 500 and Nasdaq, there's a difference in the sense that the S&P 500 for price-wise, it remains above the moving averages. That's not to say that pullback cannot happen. In fact, I would think that LT pullback will retest this 4.1K, 5K region itself before we actually continue towards the upside, will make it a much more compelling and much more stronger base, in which case it is much more likely to go towards higher high. And if you look in terms of Nasdaq wise, this kind of a healthy pullback seems to be more likely, although we could definitely go on the kind of V-shaped kind of recovery from here. But I would definitely prefer more of a retracement before it go up. Because tentatively that kind of a pullback gives a much more kind of a sustainable kind of run in my opinion. Simply because it's like when you're building a tall structure, you generally want to have support beams along the way as well. All right, and then if you look in terms of ASHR wise and even KREP, generally they are both still technically bearish, but of course ASHR is a little bit more bullish in the sense that at least we are maintaining above the 20 exponential moving average right now, but still precariously above that, that's all. So nothing too bullish has changed, but let's see how things goes. And then if you look in terms of KREP wise, clear rejection, like what I mentioned, even though it's a green candlestick, we've been clearly rejected off of it once we broke below it, and then clearly rejected and clearly rejected. So definitely I do lean towards further bearish momentum, but bear in mind that we could still form a somewhat like a, wouldn't even call this a triple bottom anymore. This is like a quadruple or even uh, more than a pentagon kind of five time kind of retest of this area itself. But let's see how things goes. Definitely we could still retest this $24 region itself, but definitely in order for us to do that, we have to first break this $27 region itself. And I would say that if we do break that, the likelihood of us reaching this $24 will become a very much of a higher probability in that sense. All right, and finally for Bitcoin itself, I would still say that we are currently right now very clearly range bound because you can see the price is very much consolidating over here for the past since the middle of July, which means that almost 1 month itself will be very near this price range between the 22 to 24K region itself. So I'll say that this is a very healthy consolidation sign. If you recall previously, right, I remember that back then we didn't spend too much time there. Yeah, you can see that we spend a little bit down here, and after that we go up here. It's more like a parabolic base itself. So if finding support over here is not necessarily a bad thing. And in addition to that, you can see we are still maintaining above these 200 exponential, 200 simple moving average on the weekly chart, which is similarly a very key distinct point of support or defense that we do want to defend if we're talking about bullish perspective wise. So let's see how things goes. Definitely things are flattening out. So let's see how things run. I still think that we could have a very strong bullish momentum in play. But bear in mind that short term wise, I'm still thinking that we could consolidate over here until a clear decisive break towards the upside or downside is exhibited. All right. Other than that, yeah, I'm still sticking on a long side trade. Recently, if you look at our 4-hour chart, the pullback over here to me is actually relatively weak. You can see in terms of volume wise, even though the red candlestick is higher in volume, but it's not necessarily higher than the green candlestick. So let's see how things goes. I still see it as a healthy pullback as long as we do not break below this 23K mark. And break below meaning to say we go below that and close below it. Otherwise, that's more or less about it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop by your comments below. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.